Thank you for inviting me to present to your organization and/or your club. The Rotary Vocational Fund of Arizona is only available to Arizona residents and Needles, California, which is on the border of Arizona and California. If you see below, the abbreviation is TRVFA, the Rotary Vocational Fund of Arizona. Welcome and thank you for having me present a little bit about TRVFA. It's something that I'm very passionate about. Are there any questions up front before I get started? The Rotary Vocational Fund of Arizona is a 501c3 nonprofit addressing the financial needs of students entering into a vocational field. Our mission and our goal is to fund as many applicants as possible. In some periods and timeframes, our funds have run out and we've had to halt funding temporarily. The majority of our funding comes in during the tax season when brochures are mailed out to all Rotarians in both districts in Arizona, and they can take advantage of the Arizona tax credit, once called the working poor tax. There's an awful lot of information on the slide, so I'll try to explain it to you. Applications are submitted to a program online called Submittable. It's a new application for us, but it verifies all the data and that the person meets all the criteria. Clubs are then sent this information with the expectations that they will interview the student. Very often there's a very, very tight deadline since the student needs to begin their classes. So if necessary, it can be done on a Zoom meeting. The current grant is $2,000 unless a student is in their final year of study, in which it's $3,000 can be awarded. The cost of their training clearly determines the answer. The funds are sent to the educational institution on behalf of the student. Now let me make this clear. The interview doesn't cost the clubs any money unless they would like to donate. And you don't need a team of people to interview. All you need is 2 members that would interview the student. So what does the Rotary Vocational Fund of Arizona pay for? We fund certifications in a vocational field up to 2 years. However, not a 4-year school or a 4-year college degree. And if you look above, there are many, many vocations that are in demand today. A nursing certification, auto mechanics, EMT, medical aid, the list goes on. When our students enter into these fields, they usually can get a job as soon as they graduate. Additionally, the majority of our students are middle-aged moms who have raised their family and want to have a career. There is no age limit other than they have to be at least 18 years of age. So what exactly does the money cover? Well, it can cover tuition or books, some of the fees that they have, tools that they may need in their vocation, uniforms, and also anything else that's required to get the certification. Sometimes they have to take exams that will cost money before they can get certified. For example, we were told by a student in a dental program that her goggles can cost over $1,000. If anyone has been in college lately or has kids in college, you know how expensive things can be. Look at the list above. The grant or scholarship will not fund transportation, rent, utilities, food, and other miscellaneous living expenses. The grant cannot exceed the actual cost of the vocational training or certification. So, who is eligible to receive a grant or scholarship from the Rotary Vocational Fund of Arizona? The list above is provided, but they must meet the financial eligibility conditions first and foremost. The training that they're seeking must be a vocation that qualifies for funding. They have to be a legal resident of the state of Arizona. He or she is a self-supporting and is qualified as an independent student on FAFSA, which they must supply to the grant application. They must attend a post-secondary school or training institution in Arizona, and they can also be sponsored by a Rotary Club in Arizona. Financial eligibility is very interesting. Because the major portion of the TRVFA funding comes from the Arizona tax credits, the requirements that relate to financial need and qualifying courses of study are set by the Arizona state law. We are obligated to verify whether or not an applicant meets the certain income standards, which is 150% of federal poverty guidelines. Donations are always welcome, and of course they are tax deductible. It can be from individuals, Rotarians, it could be from the club, which we highly encourage, or it could be non-Rotary grants. So I'm going to ask, would you please consider donating to TRVFA today? You can donate directly online on our website, which is trvfa.org. You'll see a link in the top right corner labeled Donate Now. You could make a one-time donation or set up a recurring donation, for example, a monthly donation, if that better fits your budget. I really appreciate your time. And on the next slide, I'm going to ask if there are any questions. Thank you.